Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hey everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. Wow, it's Saturday already. Where has this week gone? It's absolutely flown by. Well, it certainly has been a cold week, hasn't it? But fingers crossed we'll be able to get to the allotment today, depending if it's snowed or not. When I've recorded this, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully it's not snowed and hopefully I can get down to the allotment. Well, what are we planning on doing this weekend? Well, I'm planning on doing all my strawberry beds area and round near where all my thornless blackberries are growing, all my grapevines. I'm going to be sorting out all around them, which is going to be a pretty big job, as this probably will last me the most of the weekend, to be honest. But we'll have to see. And I basically want to get all my blackberry canes tied up, fastened to the fence, supported, and yeah, get all my strawberry beds trimmed back, get all the old leaves off what are dying off or gone funny on them, just freshen them all up and make them look ready for next year. So that's going to be a pretty big job in itself, and then I'm going to tidy up all my paths, sort out all that. And yeah, that area should then be done after that. And then hopefully if I get all that done this weekend, then next week's tasks, I'll be starting off to get my shed ready for the massive revamp, which I'm looking forward to, as I need to start looking at ideas on how I want to make it look on the inside. I want to spruce it up, make it look good, as I want to use it as an area where I can start filming videos in there, doing demonstrations, sharing me sowing my seeds and transplanting all my plants, and just doing like weekly videos in there, keeping you all up to date with everything that's growing and what's not growing. As you know, I'm an honest gardener. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting all that done and getting it all spruced up, as it doesn't need a lot of work doing on the inside, but I am going to strip it all back and do it all afresh and make it look good for next year. Give it all a paint, brush out, sweep down, and do any repairs that need doing to the roof, which one of the pieces is missing, so we need to repair the roof. We've got that to do, and also I've ordered some winter wash for my fruit trees, so hopefully I'll be able to get that done soon. I want to get them all sprayed down. I need to put some of that green sticky tape around the trunk of them to stop anything from crawling up on them, nesting on them over winter. So yeah, we've got plenty to keep us going. And obviously once I've done inside my shed, I'll be doing inside my polytunnel, as that is one of my goals for next year, to start growing again in my polytunnel. I'm going to continue growing my tomatoes and cucumbers outside because they do absolutely fantastic. They did really well. But I'm going to look at growing some melons and some peppers and some chilies inside my polytunnel next year. Now, the thing is with doing that is that I'm going to have to look into setting up irrigation for them, as obviously I won't be able to go down to the allotment every day of the summer, as obviously I'm working now Monday to Friday, so I'll only be down at weekends. So I'm going to have to look into irrigation for them. And I've done this once before. I set up a water butt with drippers leading off it. So then they were dripping not fast, but like just a gentle drip every so often, and fill the water butt up, and it'll last for ages. So I'll either do that or I'll use bags, as I've used them in the past and they're really good as well. You fasten the bag onto the side of the polytunnel, and again it has drippers leading from it, and they'll you can like twist them to the speed of the drip that you want. But yeah, I think I might do that again next year. And obviously it just keeps them watered. Obviously it's not a big watering, just a gentle drip, but it's getting some water to the roots, if you get me. So then at least it'll keep them watered. And obviously my dad will pop down every so often to give stuff a water for me, because he's pretty good like that. But hopefully we're going to get a lot of stuff done this winter, depending on the weather, obviously. But soon I will actually be able to sit back and relax and not do anything, because I don't think my shed will take me a long time to do. It possibly will take me about a month to do it all, as obviously painting's a big job, and putting up new shelving and just clearing out all the rubbish what's in there, as you don't realise how much rubbish you do accumulate when you're pottering around in the shed. Like, you just end up with loads of compost bags for. That's one thing that you end up with, loads of compost bags and seed wrappers and stuff like that, and plastic seed tags, what you write on to say what's in your seeds and stuff like that. I tend to save them because you can use both sides, or you can sandpaper it down and write over it again. And sometimes by now it's washed off anyway by the end of the year, so then you can just use them again and write over them. That's what I tend to do. So that is going to be my job for this weekend, sorting out my strawberries and my blackberries. As I mentioned previously, I want to build a pagoda on my allotment. Not like a posh pagoda. It's basically going to be a few posts fastened to my shed, and going to have wires down the side of my plot to hopefully train all the locum berries, all the blackberries, all the grapevines along, so that they're off of the ground and hopefully away from predators. But knowing Mr. Squirrel, he will climb along the wires and he'll eat everything. But we can only try. So I need to start ordering some wires and getting that sorted, and work out how I'm going to put the posts in without them falling over. Because knowing my luck, I'll put some posts in and then they'll end up falling over and it'll all collapse and all the branches will break. But you're not allowed to use concrete on your allotment. So unfortunately, I just end up having to put them into the ground and stamping them down, or putting a brick outside of them to like wedge it in. That sometimes works. But if you've got any tips on keeping posts secure without them falling over, let me know. As obviously, like I said, I can't use concrete, so I've got to look at other options on keeping posts upright. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So we're gonna order some bits and bobs. I'll obviously have to order some wires, and I won't have to get any wood in, because I've got plenty of wood. If you don't know me, I'm a big wood hoarder. If I see wood available, I'll take it and I'll save it. When I were down on the allotment the other day, one of the other allotment tenants said to me, "Ben, have you got any wood that I can use to start this fire off?" I went, "Yes, I've got wood, but it's not for burning." But yeah, I'm one of these that'll save every piece of wood for anything, because you never know when it might come in handy. But I hope that we do manage to get down to the allotment this weekend. Hopefully it's not snowed by the time this podcast comes out, and hopefully we'll be able to start getting lots more stuff done. Like I said, I just want to finish off this little strawberry bed area and where all my blackberries are and everything. Once that's tidied, then I can get on to the interesting stuff, which is sorting out my shed, sorting out my polytunnel, fixing any of the beds what are damaged on the allotment, and getting all them painted as well, which is going to be a job and a half. but I don't want to paint them all until springtime, really, because if it snows or if it rains throughout all of the winter, it'll just wash off again. However good they say these wood paints are, they do wash off. If anybody knows a wood paint that don't wash off, let me know, because I'll use it. But yeah, I end up having to paint them every couple of years. You don't have to paint them, but obviously it treats the wood. It protects it for a bit longer and stops it rotting as fast. And it looks nice. I like my allotment to look aesthetically nice as well. So hopefully we'll get all that done. So I hope you all have a fantastic weekend down at the allotment. Hopefully it isn't too cold for you. I'll be wearing my body warmer. I may have started a bonfire again to keep warm around the bonfire. If I have a bonfire done, I won't get any work done because I'll just sit around fire. I do love sitting around the fire and smelling the burning. I know that's weird, but everybody loves the smells. Like, I love the smell of tarmac as well. So yeah, hopefully we get that area finished and get it all sorted. So until tomorrow's episode, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.